can get an almost perfect performance by learning to do better.
Machines can't do this yet. When they can, women will beat the bounce with real, living bras.
New living bra.
If you'd like more information about programmes in the series, send a cheque for £3 payable to BBC2 to The Works Guide, BBC Television, London W12 7RJ.
My administration has been steadily and successfully fighting communism. We have prosecuted, and we shall prosecute, subversive activities wherever we find them.
But the real victims of anti-communism turned out to be tens of thousands of ordinary Americans. And Big Brother was not McCarthy, but the President, Truman. No Place to Hide for The Un-Americans, tomorrow at 8:10 on 2.
Tonight on The Late Show, Hollywood's hot political satire, Bob Roberts. We profile the genius behind some of the world's most famous buildings, engineer Peter Rice. And virtuoso pianist Tatiana Nikolaeva plays Shostakovich. That's The Late Show, after Newsnight.
Sorrow. I am completely, very devastated. It should not have happened. Were the ANC and the South African Communist Party not prepared to sacrifice poor people's lives for political expediency and publicity, we would never have got this one.
Good evening. Brigadier Upakhozo, the man who ordered the shootings in Ciskei, tells Newsnight that the African National Congress is to blame for the deaths of the demonstrators. He rejects the calls from Nelson Mandela and others that he should resign, saying he's completely committed to peaceful negotiations to transform South Africa into a true democracy. Cyril Ramaphosa, the Secretary-General of the ANC, who witnessed yesterday's massacre, will be joining us from Johannesburg. I'll be asking him if the ANC was indeed at fault in leading its supporters into a fateful showdown with the Ciskei security forces.
And dining here at the Foreign Office in London with the Foreign Secretary Douglas Hurd is Israel's Foreign Minister Shimon Peres. He's been telling me why he believes there's the best ever chance of peace in the Middle East. Because his new Israeli government means business.
Also tonight, a special report from Scotland on the race against time for the victims of asbestosis. 40 years ago on Clydeside, Britain's maritime glory was built by workers unaware that the material they handled every day would one day kill them. Today they're discovering the hidden cost.
I think that this tumour is incurable. It is not possible for me to offer you any hope of being able to remove the tumour or treat it effectively.
I'm afraid I've got to ask the obvious question. How long do you think I have?
Now, my feeling is that you would have somewhere in the region of about 4 months.
Through a quirk in Scottish law, if workers like Pat McChrystal die before their cases for compensation are settled, then their claim dies with them. Does this give the insurance companies an incentive to delay payment? Bishu, said an editorial in one of the Johannesburg morning papers, has brought South Africa dangerously close to the abyss of civil war. The deaths of up to 28 ANC supporters in the Ciskei homeland yesterday have driven a country of extremes into a new and painfully sharp focus. For the government, it threatens to unravel 2 years of progress towards reform. For Nelson Mandela, it increases the pressure to abandon the route of negotiation. For after Bishu, how can he persuade his colleagues to sit down with a government that supports the military leader of the Ciskei homeland? In the aftermath of Bishu, the international community has been careful to condemn the killings without apportioning blame. While Foreign Secretary Douglas Hurd said South Africa should exert control over Ciskei's security forces, decisive leadership was now required from all parties. The European community strongly condemned the Ciskei killings and other recent violent incidents, including the deaths of 10 people in Natal on the 4th of September, a reference to killings by the ANC of members of Chief Butolete's Inkatha movement. And tonight, US State Department spokesman Richard Boucher gave an even-handed assessment over who was responsible for the killings.
We deplore the excessive